Good morning. I thought it might be kind of fun to do a little like week in my life style vlog. I love when other people do them. My cat's probably gonna get in the way. I hadn't actually done one before, and I thought it might be a nice way to kind of like introduce myself without just being a sit down talking head. Hi, this is me and this is my hobbies and this is what I do. So anyways, this is Mabel. Thank you, Mabel. Oh, hi baby girl. Oh my god, you're so cute. Look at that little precious girl. Anyways, I took over her little sun zone right now, so she's probably gonna take this back once I'm done. But yeah, that's a cute girl. But anyways, with my job, I work from home and everyone else is at a convention basically this week, so I'll still have stuff to do, but I won't have to like go into the office. So I felt like this was a pretty decent time to take a little time to introduce myself and do a little vlog. So Mabel, you are stealing the show right now. Yes? You want to say hello again? She said, I actually just want you to pet me, so. I hope that it's picking up those purrs because she is going crazy. Got my coffee. I'm actually kind of late waking up. I think I woke up at noon, which is horrible. Taylor and Natalie have about, it looks like 10 minutes left on the timer, and I was journaling already with this last sprint, so I think I'm gonna go finish that, and then we'll take you on for the rest of the week. So, you wanna say goodbye to the people, Mabel? You wanna say goodbye to the people? Yeah, it's a pretty girl. Okay, I finished up journaling and then went and took a shower. I need to redo this hand. I try to kind of stagger my hands. I keep them right now the same design on it. But if I do all of my fingernails all at the same time, it takes me almost 2 hours, and sometimes I don't have time for that. So I try and stagger it a little bit. This hand desperately also needs to be done, but I don't think I'm going to do it today, unless I do it way later. Now that we're well into day 1 of my little vlog, I'm gonna actually introduce myself because I completely forgot to at the beginning. But my name is Caye. I was primarily a digital artist first, but in 2022 I kind of felt like this urge to finally write a story. I'd always liked writing. I've always loved reading, and so I'm not one of the people that has like finished a book before or anything like that, but I've always had like lots of characters and like stories in my head that are like constantly rotating around. So in 2022, I started working with these characters and building a story and then slowly adding characters. My stories are definitely character driven versus like here's a plot and then I build characters to kind of fit it. Side characters, sure, but like the main characters, they definitely are like speaking for themselves, if that makes sense. And so I've got my handful. I think there's about 6 now, main-ish characters. And then total, I have around 55 named characters, and then countless other holes that I know I'll have to fill later. This is mostly like as I build a character, I might give them family members, and then I'll connect the family members to other families. There's royalty in this, so I really wanted to have like the royal family built out in a better way than just completely blank. But I know as I go on, I'm gonna need like guards and things like that that you have to fill into a fantasy, because this is a like epic fantasy style world. They are winged bird people called aves, which is just Latin word for birds. Anyways, they're mostly human looking. They have longer ears and they live a lot longer than humans, and then they have wings. And they can shift all the way into a bird, whichever bird their wings match to. And so with my story, I did get about 20 to 30,000 words written. Some of it was in notebooks and some of it was on Scrivener. So, and that was pre-2024. I have essentially scrapped all of that. It was completely non-linear also. This was not plot driven. This was, I would have an idea for a scene between characters and I would word vomit all over the page, leave little spots where it's like, I don't know if this person would be in the room, I don't know if this details, I didn't have a place that they would happen, I didn't have a time that these scenes were happening. I was just 100% running off of vibes. And as someone who is a meticulous planner, I'm not really sure why I went about attempting to start my book that way in the first iteration, because it did not work. And so, this time around, not that I've scrapped all of my characters or scrapped the map or anything like that, but I have scrapped those scenes. Like, I put them away and I let myself read them whenever I want to feel the emotions that I was feeling over my characters and about the world, when I kind of feel like I'm losing sight of like the ingrained mood of what I'm trying to portray, because I do feel like those scenes did that, but they weren't doing it in a linear or storytelling sort of way at all. And so they sit on my Kindle, and when I need like vibes inspiration, I will read it, but I took it out of the Scrivener doc just because I kept going back and trying to find places to like put those scenes when a lot of them are not like, I don't want to call it book 1, but they're really not even in book 1. Because at this point, I do believe this is a pretty long series. I love a long series. I think my brain is wired for a long series with lots of moving parts and lots of characters. And that's not to say that I don't think that I'm probably going about it the wrong way. A lot of people write like a 1-book novel or a duology as their first. Hi, sorry to interrupt. Editing key here. The other part of that video, the end of that video, is just completely gone. I don't know where it went. It stopped mid-sentence, so it had to have like corrupted somehow. Anyways, what I was trying to say was, while it's recommended that you do like a novel or a duology or, you know, something simple at first, if you want to be like a, you know, successful author, I suppose, I'm not really looking for writing a bunch of different stories. I actually just really enjoy focusing on my one big project. And so for now, that's the goal. Things can always change. That's what I was trying to finish up saying. Back to Monday. So I actually ended up taking a nap And then I did pick up some new pens. So in my weekly spreads on my planner, like these, I had been using these Micron 005s just because I had a bunch of them from college whenever I did an ink project. It still smears pretty bad, so I think I was looking for something that was gel instead of like felt tip ink, because I use fountain pens like to actually write, but I haven't found like fountain pen ink that I can then highlight over based on what I'm doing. So like certain colors for like creativity or work, or you know, fun things, or social, exercising, cleaning, things like that. And this is something I picked up from one of my friends in like 2020, and every time I try and not do it, I come back to it. So I have to find pens that like work with highlighters, but I also have a different pen for the actual like journaling part of it. I really like office supplies and papers and journals. So like when I'm actually doing my daily pages, the Pilot Kakunos, or I have these ones from Amazon. They're click fountain pens. It's kind of hard to see probably. They click out and then they're refillable, and I have Pilot ink in those. Also, I have a pink one, and these are all like extra fine tips. Yeah, so I have this pink and white one, a black one, and then the Pilot Kakunos. And then I use the midliner highlighters to highlight things. But I think I might do a little bit more of my daily journal. I only did a half a page so far today. I'm feeling a little bogged down in my brain, so I was almost considering, if I can't get any actual writing done, I might try starting a new art piece. I haven't done one for like 2 weeks now. I kind of go through phases where I like will draw for like 8 hours in a day, and then you know, I won't be able to put it down, and I'll stay up till 4 finishing it, and then I won't touch my iPad to actually draw for like 2 weeks. And I don't know why. I do that with a lot of things actually, and I really want to work on that because I feel better when I do the things that are creative, or do things like journaling daily versus, you know, a huge 10-hour spurt on a Saturday is not as effective as 1 hour over 10 days to like spread the creativity around. Got lots of ideas cooking in my head for like projects that I want to do, and so if I can't get it out of my brain onto my like daily pages, I might just have to spend some time planning out stuff in one of my journal, like in my pocket journal, just to get it out of my head before I forget. Sometimes it just is like that. I went and I made myself a cup of tea. It's spearmint. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn on my book playlist and a little storm ambiance video, because I kind of like to combine the two. I have about 650 words that I had hand wrote, and then I typed it up verbatim for what I hand wrote, and I haven't edited it. And I do know that I wanted to mess with the dialogue, and kind of whenever I handwrite things, I feel like I can get the vibe and like the emotions and the place really well, but my dialogue really suffers. And unless I know what I'm trying to write, like scene to scene, like the progress through the scene, I think I get a little heavy-handed with the ambiance and the vibe of the scene, but when I'm typing, I have a really hard time with the ambiance and the essence of the scene and like the vibes, basically. Like I would literally open up my Scrivener, stare at it for 30 minutes and get like 3 words down, and then I went and took my notebook and I wrote for about an hour and got 650 words handwritten. So it definitely did something, and I like what I wrote. Obviously it needs like some fine-tuning. Stream of conscious coming out what I was feeling in that moment for these characters is what came out. And this is an introduction to 2 of the main male characters, Tavi and Thylas, and so I really wanted it to have a good vibe. It's like, you know what, I'm just gonna have to handwrite this for the first bit. I think I'm gonna mess with that. I'm gonna drink my tea. After that, I might give you another update, or I might just call it for today. I need to load all of these videos from today onto my computer because my phone is getting full, which is what I record on, and then I'll be able to have a fresh start tomorrow. Because I know if I save it for tomorrow, I won't do it, and then I'll be like, oh, I can't record, darn, and then I will just slack. Hopefully we can get some actual writing done today. Happy Tuesday. I'm here with my best pal, Mabel. Say hello to the viewers, Mabel. So far, I have woken up, I worked a little bit, I just finished my lunch. It just hit 2 o'clock, so I'm gonna work for a little bit longer, get a little bit more done. I did also get a little Amazon package. I needed new pens for inside of my weekly part of my journal. I ordered these 0.35 ones. I pulled one out already. I can't even remember what they're called, but just, I mean, it has Japanese all over it. And then I also got a Midori journal. I wanted to try their paper, so I just ordered a blank one just to see if I liked it. I think this is the B6 size. That way it would fit inside of my Paper Republic journals. Get a little bit more work done. I just made my first cup of tea, and then after work I'll probably check in and move on from there. But just wanted to give you guys a little hello. Look at that cute little girl. Mabel, what you doing? You're my pretty girl. Hello again. Okay, so I finished my workday. It's about 5 o'clock. I just did some dishes also. I think I'm gonna try out this journal real quick, the Midori one that I got. I used the pen actually while I was working, and it's pretty good. It's a little bit thicker. I know that sounds crazy since it's 0.35, but it's a little thicker than my other ones because I think I have some 0.2s. I can't remember if I updated last night, but I think that I edited a few of the paragraphs. Since I deleted some sentences and then added some, the word count only went up by 20, but I know I wrote more than that, and then I deleted some of it. Out of the 650 that was there, we're at like 680 now, so, but I know I wrote more than 30 words. Anyways, I did that. I didn't do a lot of looking at my notes. I actually went to bed at like 1:30, which is early for me. We were supposed to do yard work today because it's still beautiful out. I think it's like 60 again. I have the windows open, but I ended up with a lot of work to do, and then he's just been playing games with his friends. So I'm gonna test out this journal and then see where the day leads me. Okay, so I have the Midori plain notebook. I think this is the B6 slim size. I want to test some of my favorite pens in there, and the back pages are always for scribbling and making sure my pens are started. So we'll just go back here and test some of them out. Black ink in my Jinhao pen. Beautiful. Let's do the pink Pilot ink that I have in this one. This paper is really nice. It's a little scratchier than the Hobonichi. So this is another Jinhao pen, and it has pink ink in it. I don't even know if you guys can really see that, but. And then this is a Pilot Kakuno. and it has the blue black ink, so it looks black, but it's a cartridge refill. Yeah, this paper is really nice. It is. It didn't really look like this one was quite drying. It's still really shiny, but I'm surprised that's not smudging at all. My Hobonichi paper smudges like instantly. And then this is another Pilot Kakuno, and it has, oh, I can't remember, it's some kind of blue ink in it. It's like this grayish blue, also Pilot. I really like Pilot's ink, honestly. I had a different kind of ink, but since I liked the Kakunos, I was like, let me try the ink that's actually in them. So far, 10 out of 10. Let's try these rollerball ones that I just got. But yeah, I really like this journal. This is nice. I will be putting this somewhere for sure. Okay, last little Tuesday wrap up. So after I messed with the journal, I did just kind of relax for a little bit. I did attempt writing, and I don't know if you can see like this bar on this page. That bottom section that's as far as I wrote. I edited out like 2 words, and then I think I just had too much going on. I had like an ambiance video and music, and it's in a playlist that I call Give It a Go, because it's just artists and albums that I think I might like, but I'm not familiar with them. And I find that kind of music really distracting. I don't know why I was trying to listen to that and write at the same time, but obviously it did not work. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna read a chapter of The Shadow Rising. I was trying to read it backwards. Anyways, I think I'm gonna read a chapter of that. Then after that, I think I am gonna go back and try and write a little bit more. I'm either going to edit the scene that I hand wrote before and then kind of continue it on, because it's not like the scene ended. I just kind of ran out of steam at like 3:30 and stopped writing. Or I'll go back to what I was just writing, but it's kind of just this discombobulated. I was trying to get words on a page of how to describe one of the 3 major points of the capital city. It's not very flowery or good at all. So I'm gonna try that again, maybe. But I think if that is really not cooking, I'll just go back and edit what I wrote before that was Tavi and Thylas and kind of continue that scene, because that one's pretty straightforward. Like, I know where that one's going already. I actually have a chunk of like scene written after this. This is like an added in between what I originally wrote in another section. So shouldn't be as bad, hopefully, cross our fingers. And then after that, I'm thinking I'll wind down with like some Skyrim or maybe some Animal Crossing on my DS. But I added all these mods, and it's more survival based, so I just kind of walk really slowly and I level up a lot slower. So instead of like speed running things, like I actually have to be really careful when I go into caves. Anyways, gaming talk whenever I'm trying to like write a book or whatever. So I might save an update for tomorrow morning, because I'm really... You ever in a mood where you're just kind of grumpy? I'm just kind of grumpy today, so I think I'm gonna take it easy. Try and relax a little bit, but still try and get something done, because I do like these scenes. It's not like I'm dreading them or anything. I just haven't felt very, like, the words have not been flowing very well. We're gonna give it another try, because I don't want to give up. And then I'm just going to relax for the rest of the evening, and I will see you guys in the morning. Happy Wednesday. So last night I did end up writing quite a bit, and I'll probably do a little bit more in depth about what I was writing later on. And then I did play about 2 hours of Skyrim on my Steam Deck in bed, and it was top tier. Since I'm doing like a survival run and my difficulty is kind of higher, I'd walked all the way to Winterhold, but then all the caves around there, everyone was one-shotting me, so I walked my butt right back down towards River Run and White Run just to do the caves around there instead, because on my way to I think Windhelm, I could do some of the caves, but some of them were hard, so I'm gonna kind of stay in that area a little bit. Talk to Cicero, because I apparently didn't talk to him the first time I walked by, and yeah, Then this morning, it looks like my Paper Republic journals will be getting here on Friday. So I'll be able to do like a journal ecosystem probably that day, like a short one, just a little introduction. Because I want to do like a longer video kind of about it, like about what I used to use and what I use now and things that stick and things that kind of, you know, go back and forth. So already today I've worked. I don't have a lot left to do today. I'll probably finish this, change out of my pajamas, and probably take a shower, and then I have a little bit of like chores to do, but I think tonight will be pretty writing and like world building heavy. I got through a good chunk of my old notes and then underlined a bunch of stuff that I still wanted to like jot down for myself, because it was like ideas I had forgotten or ideas I want to kind of explore again. So I will move those notes into my newer journal, and then I can put that old journal back up into my closet because it's huge and there's really not that much information in there that I haven't changed entirely or that I don't really need. So we'll do that and then try and write after that. I'm going to eat my lunch and drink my tea, and I'll check in with you guys later. Hello again. Okay, so I finished up my work day. We did a little bit of yard work. It was like 50 degrees, so we just really raked pine needles. We have this really huge pine tree in our backyard, and it just like coats our yard multiple times throughout the winter with pine needles. So like even if we do it in the fall, by midwinter it's covered again, and then I'll have to do it again like when the grass starts growing, because it'll just kill the grass too. So we did that. I'm tired. Took another shower. Hair's all clean. I'm in my other sweatshirt. It's the same literally as my one from earlier, just a different color. I have like 4 of these. It's my go-to. So if you see me in this every single time, first off, no you didn't. And second off, I also have a washer and dryer. So I think what I'm gonna do is keep working in my notebook so I can finish up cleaning out this one, and then get it so that it's not literally stuffed full. I did see that I think I said this already, but my Paper Republic order should get here on Friday, so I'll be able to reorganize this. I think I was going to add one small journal, take out this big one, add one small one, and then I'll have some to add to this one. I did add my Midori journal to this one, and then started using it for content stuff, because I have a Substack also that I'm trying to do, and then YouTube. So all my ideas that I had jotted down from here, because I've been trying to start both of those things for like over a year, or all of them that were in here I transferred over there, like any of the good ones, the ones that I still was like, okay, yeah, I want to write that down. That way, because this is kind of like my grab bag. Whatever I think of, I can sketch down, scribble down in here, and then later on I will move it to whichever journal it actually belongs to. So that is what this guy is going to end up being. Going to have my content. I have another journal in there that's blank, and then I have 2 lined ones that I'm getting, and they're going to be like research, and if I'm like watching a video I want to be able to take notes, because I loved like studying and taking notes in high school and college, and I like haven't done that in years, but I love it. So since I had 3 Paper Republic journals, Paper Republic journals, but this used to be my planner, and now my planner is a Hobonichi. It's just been sitting there kind of empty. Wanted to find a use for it again. What's the best use? Research. But anyways, I think I'm gonna work on book notes, potentially some editing or writing. It's supposed to be really cloudy this weekend, and I kind of feel a migraine coming on, so hopefully that will not occur. Okay, just a little bit later, and by a little bit I mean a couple hours, I drank that coffee, and my husband was shared it with me, and then we both like got up and we're looking at each other and we're like, you want to take a caffeine nap? Yes, I do. Which is essentially you drink a coffee and then it makes you sleepy instead of awake, and then you take a nap. So luckily, headache is all gone. We just had dinner, baked chicken and roasted vegetables. Just made my nighttime spearmint tea. I did get a little bit jotted down of my old notes, and now I'm just gonna keep doing that because it was going pretty good. And then I was like, the sleepy has hit me and I need a nap. So note time. last little update for tonight. I did end up getting about half a page of my notes transferred over. Then I read through the last of the old notes and did some underlining. I ran into a big section that was just kind of like me word vomiting about the antagonist of the story, and got like majorly overwhelmed by that, because I don't really, there's minor antagonists which you interact with more in the beginning stages of it, and so those ones are more fleshed out than like the overarching like conflict of it. Like the overarching conflict, I know the idea of it, right? But the actual placement of like how it goes down and how that all works and interconnects is still really foggy to me. And the more I try and puzzle through and interconnecting them, the more confused I get. So I think I just need to start and get somewhere with the writing, because there's some pieces where it's like, it kind of depends on how the characters are going to act and where they're going to end up. I kind of got to that page, got a little bit overwhelmed. I have the last little section that needs to be like transferred over here, but some of it might just not really be transferable. But a lot of this was just like literally, I don't know if you can really see, but it's like one line per idea that I'm like trying to remember. Oh, I got overwhelmed and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take a break and read. So I read a chapter of The Wheel of Time, book 4, and it was just like a parent chapter, so it was actually really short, but the next chapter is super long, so I don't want to start that one. I'll probably write for a little bit. I might not record anymore, and then I will probably just relax for the night. It's 11:30 already, so I don't have like a ton of time left in the day, but I do want to get a little bit of actual words written while I'm like kind of in the mood. Got some good ideas with my notes. I did not do my dishes, so shame on me for that, but oh well, it is what it is. They'll be there tomorrow. I will probably catch up with you guys tomorrow. That'll be Thursday. Bye! I'll do a little morning update outside. Good morning. It is Thursday. Don't mind my cats might be arguing in the background. Mostly just Mabel. Eli doesn't really care. She gets kind of bratty. I got a little bit of work to do today, and then I think I'm going to keep being creative. Last night I got about 350 more words written. I think maybe it was 380. And then I had gone through and kind of edited the scene that I was already working on. So it was kind of like working on a scene. The scene's now up to like 1,100 words, and then there's another 400 word section that is like leading right up to it, and I'm not really sure. I might put like a little break in between those where it flashbacks to a different point of view, or they might just kind of run together. I'm not sure, but I'm keeping them separate for now. So overall, it's about 1,500 words of Tavi and Thylas walking, traveling back towards the city. It's nice to write from their point of view. I feel like I'm in tune with their voices a little bit more than my actual main characters sometimes, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I've also written like my older draft and scenes. A lot of those either featured Tavi or were from his point of view. And then a long time ago, Tavi used to kind of sound like how Thylas sounds now. So Thylas has like Tavi's old voice. Tavi's voice changed. But Vizael and Issa, I'm not super practiced with writing in their point of view yet. So it's really just the couple scenes that I have so far for the beginning. But it's a beautiful day out again. I think yesterday it was like 55. Today it might get up to 60. I'm not sure. I thought it was supposed to be like cloudy and stormy until Sunday, but the sky is very blue and beautiful right now, so guess not. But I gotta get some work done, and then I will check back in with you guys later. Later! So I always try to find like ambiance videos to play while I work, and this one is literally ducks swimming in a river in the forest quacking, and it's so cute. I was just like, oh my god, ducks. It is 5 hours long. Perfect. Play some music with it too, but I love like some ambiance noise. I've been doing these storms, but I think these ducks might win today. Hello again. Alright, workday done. It is about 4:45. Yep, 4:45 on the dot. This point of the day, especially in spring and summer, whenever the sun starts to set, just usually will trigger minor migraines. It's just this like horrible brain fog. That's why I have these pink glasses. They help a little bit with like not letting screens and stuff bother me too bad. But it just kind of hits this point of the day, and until the sun is all the way down, I will just kind of feel mid. So I think I'm going to use this time to not do anything creative. I'm going to go do some chores, probably make either a cup of coffee right as I start that, or whenever I'm done. And then once I'm done with that, we will decide whether or not we take another caffeine nap, or if I stay up and try and get some, like if the chores take until the sun's all the way down, I'll just stay up because I'll probably feel fine by then. But here's hoping that it will go by quickly. Hello, it is Friday. It is actually 6:30 right now. Thank you, Mabel, for joining in. It's actually 6:30 right now. I have been just in waiting mode all day long. I did some work, talked to my mom for a while, but I haven't really done anything like creative or different from any of the other days. I did get my birthday present to myself. It's a vintage watch, and it's literally so cute. I'm in love with it. Mabel, get out of the way. This actually was here at like 10 a.m., but I was also waiting on my Paper Republic journals to get here, so I was like, I'll just do them both at the same time later on. My cat really, I don't know what she wants right now. Something. Here she goes again. What do you need, Mabel? Oh, you want to sit on my lap? Okay. I'm kind of busy. There's now a little Mabel making herself at home on my lap. So this video might get a little bit chaotic, but I did get I'm trying to cover up my address, my Paper Republic notebooks in, and I'm glad that they did it in like cardboard this time, because the last couple of packages was literally just the journals wrapped in like the thin plastic paper bag, basically. I'm gonna open that, and Marvel Rivals, which I love to play, had an update today, so I'm going to be playing that after this. Probably won't do a lot of writing today unless I do that way later, but I was gonna open this package and then probably have a very small amount of vlogging to do today. It's the black cap chickadee. Move. Gotta get the Jeff event. Hi, editing key here again. So Saturday I had a couple of points where I talked and the audio just didn't work. So I got like a time lapse that had audio, the rain, and then all the rest of the audio is just borked. So that's fine, you know, technical difficulties happen. Saturday was Valentine's Day, so I hope you had a lovely one. And then I ended up kind of ending the vlog after Saturday. I didn't vlog on Sunday. I will be frank, I did just literally play like 8 hours of Marvel Rivals again and cleaned my house. So it wasn't very exciting anyways. And today is officially Tuesday, so yesterday was my 30th birthday. I am now a whole year older, a whole decade older, and it feels exactly the same, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna wrap up the video here. I had a wrap up, but you can't hear it, so here's me attempting a new one. If you would like to like or subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. I also really love comments, so if you'd like to comment down your favorite heart. I know everybody always uses a different color, and I think that's super cute. I like to use the 2 little pink hearts, and sometimes I put like a little sparkle next to it. So, anyways, thanks for coming along on this journey with me, and I hope to see you guys very, very soon. Bye!